2nd and 4. Kraus is the lone setback. He can make some things happen. Number 21. Let's get another update on what's happening with the Bears in Seattle and go to Brent Musburger in New York.
And Pat, those ex-Cowboy assistants are about to go 1 and 4 today. Mike Ditka under heavy pressure here. Avellini completes the ball to Suey. Butler strips it, and one of John Madden's favorite guys, a nose guard from BC, recovers. Joe Nash for the touchdown. Go get him, Joe. 31-7. Back to Pat and John.
Back here, it's 3rd and 2, and the Bears look like they might be having some problems. This is Kraus. He breaks a tackle. He was hit by Smerrick, and Jeffcoat got enough for the first down. Forrest Gregg says that Kraus, when he gets the ball under his arm, I think is the way he said it, can make some things happen.
You know, and I think this is the time, you know, we talked about it. That Cowboy defense is a little run down there. They're a little tight, and that's the time to bring a guy like Kraus in. He's fresh. He makes things happen with a ball under his arm and does all those types of things, and now is the time to do them.
He's back there with Ellis. He's the fullback now. Pass complete to Phillip Epps. Stopped by Dexter Clinkscale, but it's another Packer first down, a 15-yard gain, and Green Bay is starting to pick things up.
Here's Epps. He's going. That's a zone coverage here. He just hit the seam of the zone right there, that quick slant. He hit it in there between Walls and Dexter Clinkscale.
They'll change ends now. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Dallas 13, the Green Bay Packers 6. We now. Packers have the ball. Trailing 13-6 there at the Dallas 35. 1st and 10 for Green Bay. The pitch is back to Huckleby. Huckleby's outside for substantial yardage. About 9, 8 maybe. 7-yard gain. They mark it officially. Let's look at it from the other direction.
This is a quick toss. He just takes the ball, throws it out there to the back. Now, what this is doing is it's stretching that Cowboy defense, and it's also making those big linemen run. And the more you can do that, the easier it will be to pass protect when you need it.
Impressed that Carl Swanky got out there so well in front of that play, in front of Huckleby. 2nd down. 3. Ellis. Close to first down yardage. Mike Hegman came up to make the stop, along with Lockhart.
We were talking earlier, you know, that when you have those extra points blocked or miss them, they usually come back to haunt you somewhere. Just think, had the Packers made that, the score would have been 13-7, and a touchdown here, they'd go ahead of the Cowboys. Now, of course, they're going for a touchdown to tie the Cowboys.
And we could be looking at overtime as a result of that. 13:50 left to play. The Packers 3rd and 1 at the Dallas 26. They give to Ellis. He has the first down and more. Eugene Lockhart, the middle linebacker who's replaced Bob Brunig, made the stop, but he got the first down.
Look like the Cowboy defense. Look at them. They're all packed inside like they expected Ellis to go straight up the middle. You see him? Now they get that whole right side driven down, and then Ellis just goes right outside. I'll tell you, that right side of the line did a good job of blocking. Now here's Lockhart. Eventually he has to get upfield. You see, by the time he got turned to get upfield, it was too late, and the back Ellis was already there.
So the Packers get their first down with 13 minutes left to play. They send Epps in motion, and Wright throws it back to Ellis. It's an option pass. No place to go. He did the wise thing. That is throwing it on the ground somewhere. Last week, Dallas did something similar to that, although it was a lateral to Renfro, who hit Donnelly. That's something the Packers have been famous for, that option pass, that fake sweep, since the days of Paul Hornung.
Well, you know, they really didn't have anyone going deep. It was just a one-man pass pattern downfield, and the only guy out there was the tight end, Paul Kaufman, and he really isn't a threat with that bad leg right now to beat you deep.
The only thing that he's a threat for right now is just his presence. Here's Wright. Blitz is on for Dallas. Got to get rid of it. Throws for Epps. Everson Walls comes up with the interception. Jim Jeffcoat is the man who put the heat on Wright, and Walls came up with the interception.
That's the second interception that Walls has against Wright that you really have to again give credit to the rush. Watch him here. He starts out here. Now look, just as he throws that ball, he was high-low sandwich. Walls are good. He has good position there, and Epps just goes up and gets the ball.
Clinkscale is the other part of the high-low with Jeffcoat.
Watch the sandwich job that they put on Randy Wright right here. There's the high, and there's the low right underneath. Whoa, there was about a 3 high-low on that one.
The defense again gets the accolades from these fans. Now they're starting to come to life. Dallas 13-6 over Green Bay and hanging on. Pat Summerall, John Madden, we're at Texas Stadium. Cowboys just shut off the Packers again on an interception by Everson Wall. Dorsett and Newsom are the runners. Pitches back to Dorsett. A couple. Alfonso Carricker from the weak side came over to shut that one down. Miscues, and what happened?
Well, the thing is, it doesn't show that the Cowboys did anything, but where it's really hurt the Packers is that they got those miscues when they were going in. So maybe, you know, had that ball not been intercepted, they may have at least come out with a field goal on that thing.
That would have made it 13-9. Then who knows what's going to happen with a score like that. Here's Hogaboom back. 2nd down, 7 he needs. Bad throw. Newsom heading upfield. It's our friend Crazy Ray trying to inspire the crowd. We'll do him on a chalkboard sometime.
I think there's a penalty out there now against the Cowboys.
The funny thing Forrest Gregg said to us yesterday when I asked him about the playoff games that he remembered, 66 and 67, the Ice Bowl game. He was talking about the 66 game, which is the Cotton Bowl. And he said,
pass interference, number 84. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
He said somebody jumped off sides in the Dallas offensive line and gave them a 5-yard cushion. And I said, who was it? He said, I'm not saying. I never criticize offensive linemen, he said.
But you knew who it was, and you said it. Yep, those offensive linemen, they have a pack. Well, you know, so the only time they ever talk about them, as we said earlier, is when they jump off sides or hold. When they make the good block.
That's
the referee
right.
knows, hey, good block by 61.
Hogaboom out of the spread. Had some time, almost had it picked off by Flynn. That could have been touchdown Green Bay as Flynn cut in front of Ezra Johnson. Ezra Johnson put the heat on him. Ooh, that was close.
I'll tell you, and Flynn got a pretty good jump on that pass. Now we see here, Cooper does a nice thing. You see the guy is trying to make a move on him to the inside. He just backs off a little and pushes him right to the ground. Watch Flynn here. He gets a good jump. He's out in front, but he couldn't get in a position to intercept it. He was just able to get that one right hand on it.
So Danny White, number 11, is back into punt again for the Cowboys, and Philip Epps will give the Packers, or should, reasonably good position again to go in to try to tie it. White's punt will give him some room. He signaled for the fair catch at the 40. Maybe want to think about that one. 37-yard punt, no return. Packers will take over at their own 41-yard line. Plenty of time left. 11:57. Dallas 13, Green Bay 6. We're at Texas Stadium. Dallas 13, the Packers 6. 11:57 left to play. Randy Wright chased by Randy White. Pass incomplete. Philip Epps, the intended receiver. Let's check out some other scores. Seattle 31. The vaunted Bear defense 7. 4th quarter. They just changed to the 4th quarter. Bears had only given up 21 points until that effort. Miami behind Dan Marino 44-7 over Indianapolis. The Giants 10. The Buccaneers 7. 4th quarter. Denver 21. Kansas City nothing. 13-6 here. Right Gibbs to Ellis. Or Jesse Clark, sorry. Clark bangs his head in there for about 3. Cowboys now change to their pass defense, the 4-0. 4 down linemen, 7 defensive backs.
And this is where they've had real good success all day, both against Lynn Dickey and Randy Wright coming on the blitz. Look at all those defensive backs and stuff, numbers 20s and 30s and 40s. See all those guys? And then 4 big guys up in front. Now watch, they all get up there. See, they got 4, they got 8 faking up in the front. Some will come, some will drop. None will come, none will drop.
They're
Here
coming.
they come.
Lofton. That's a first down.
You got a right foot there, I think. I think you got the right foot there. Yep. You got a first down. It's all in the spot. It's all in the spot.
Everson Walls, the defender. The Cowboys are screaming and yelling that he didn't ever have the ball, but Lofton got the first.
You see that? He got the right foot there. The point of the ball on the right foot. That'll be a first down. Watch Lofton here. He's just running up, trying to get up enough for the first down and catch that hook against Everson Walls against the blitz. Look at Walls is saying, no, give me a good spot. That's a first down. Heck, you can see it from here.
Everson trying to rip that ball loose on the way down and after they got on the ground.
And then he wanted a better spot than he got. That was the 3 thing. You try and cover the guy, try and rip it loose, try and get it down after you go down. And then the 4th thing, try and get a good spot.
And then you campaign.
Here he's covering him. And now he goes and he tries to get the ball out of there. Look, now he's down. He's still trying to get it out, still trying to get the ball out, and then he tries to help on the spot.
That looked like a takedown. On first down, it's Ellis. Around the corner. Out of bounds at Dallas 45. Those Packers keep getting closer to the door.
You know, Clinkscale's looking more like a strong safety now. He ran all the way across the field and just gave Ellis a butt out of bounds. One of the things, you know, he was talking about another guy who had influence on him is Donald Curry, the boxer who won a fight yesterday. But watch how he comes and just gives him a jolt. And that's a pretty good jolt. Doesn't look like much. We see what happened to Ellis. He went, whoa.
What happens, John, when Bill Bates comes back?
Oh, Bates will play. You know that. He's been around here. Bates still. No, he's not here.
Dallas way offside. Clinkscale jumped off way offside. Jesse Clark, the ball carrier.
I think Bates is a guy who'll play on special teams. He'll play in that 4-0 as a linebacker, but Clinkscale will probably still be the starting strong safety.
I would guess that's right. It's against Dallas, or at least it's indicated that that is the case by the Packers. Logically, they would.
Dexter's been born again so much, he's lining up in the Packer backfield before the ball snaps.
Number 47, defense, still second down.
Still second down. Second and about 2. 10:33 left to play. The Cowboys 13, the Packers 6. That Dallas defense has been on the field a long time, haven't they?
You can tell it in the defensive linemen as they try and tend over there in that huddle.
Mark Murphy, who's feeling the effects of the humidity and the heat. Randy Wright, the quarterback, on second down. He gives to Huckleby, and Huckleby does get enough for a first down. Not much more, but he does. John Dutton tripped him up.
Hey, that just shows, though, when you have a team like both these teams today, when you have a defense and your defense plays well, no matter how your offenses play, you can still stay in the game. Because now both these defenses today have played well. Neither offense has done much. So therefore, both teams are in the game.
Certainly not a thing of beauty.
No, it's close to a thing of ugly.
Right, draw play. Clark, Jesse Clark barrels to the Dallas 27-yard line, close to another first down. Anthony Dickerson tripped him up.
You know, it's something about the running game. We've talked about this before, how it's usually so much more successful in the second half than it is in the first half. You know, I think that's when most rushers get their yardage, the second half, because those linemen are just half a step slower, and the linebackers.
2nd and 1. Clark not quite enough for the first down, but Packers on the move. 9:17 left to play. Draw play. Krause, first down and more inside the Dallas 20 to the 17. Clink scale wrapped around him. Good call, good play.
I'll tell you now, had the Packers had a field goal on that last thing instead of the interception, now they'd be in good shape because a touchdown would put them ahead. Watch the draw play. See, they make it look like pass. Everything was clogged up in the middle, so Krause just took it out to the right side.
Green Bay got 30 yards in the first half on the ground. They've got 92 on the ground in the second half. Right, the mix-up falls on it. Krause and Huckleby got confused, and so did the quarterback, Randy Wright. This stage of this kind of game, you can't afford mistakes like that.
Well, I'll tell you, he did the right thing there. I think the last time when he got a rush and he tried to throw into the end zone, a couple of times he had interception. But there, when something bad happens, just take it and finish it and then line up the next one. Don't try and make something out of it.
That was Jerry Wampler standing alongside Forrest Gregg, 2nd and 12. Got to throw it now. Nope. Don't have to throw it now. Krause hit at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they were trying to pop through there, but they couldn't pop through Randy White. That's why Randy White makes all that money he does. Just watch him right here. He just goes right by the guard. He makes a move on him, and he's just sitting there, right there, waiting for Krause. Watch Randy White there. He just comes right by, hits that gap, and he's just right there for the running back.
So quick.
Well, he made that quick, that hand over, quick move, and took that gap on him. Now the Packers have to pass.
Now they do. They certainly do. Dallas showing blitz, but they don't. Wright gets away from too tall, buys himself some time, throws to the end zone. The pass is almost picked off by Ron Fellows, but he lost the handle. Now here comes Garcia. Philip Epps, the intended receiver. Too tall Jones chasing Randy Wright.
Good job by Ron Fellows as Wright was running out there to the right, and as Too Tall was chasing him, and as the receiver was in the end zone, I was thinking of that 49er game. Remember that?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what it was. Montana, roll out to the right, Too Tall chasing him, Dwight Clark end zone. Didn't happen.
37 yards away is Eddie Garcia, attempting the extra point with Bucky Scribner holding. This would make it 13-9. Think about that blocked extra point again. Garcia, who played at SMU. Wide right, no good. John Stenerud, where are you? Cowboys have the football now after Garcia's missed field goal. Ogaboom, the quarterback. Newsom in motion. Dorsett, the ball carrier. Lost 3 yards, and a penalty marker goes down. Mike Douglas made the hit. Flag down, yes. Holding against Dallas.
Tell you, that Douglas is tough on that play, coming from that weak side or open side corner, slashing in there.
Holding, number 64, offense. Penalty is declined. Second down.
Second down. We have 7 minutes, 28 seconds left to play. Dallas 13, Green Bay 6. Look at the total offense by half. It'll be 2nd and 12. Packers have almost totally shut down Tony Dorsett. 12 carries, 22 yards. Pass behind Mike Renfro. Mark Lee on the coverage and did it well. Let's go back for an update now to Brent Musburger in New York.
Phil Simms has just come through with a big touchdown pass for the Giants. The Buccaneers had a chance to tie the game. It's a tight end, Zeke Moat, 17-7 Giant. Incidentally, Pat, Jan Stenerud kicked 5 field goals today for the Vikings. Back to you.
Jan Stenerud is missed by the Green Bay Packers today as they just had a chance from Eddie Garcia to move closer.
I think that he was missed by the Green Bay Packers last week. They lost 9-7 to the Bears and missed a field goal.
Here's Hogaboom retreating quickly, or trying to, gets it out to Dorsett on a screen pass and got some room. Dorsett stepped out about a half-yard shy of the first down, knocked out of bounds by Tom Flynn. He got 11, but missed the first down by a half-yard. Herbert Scott out in front of him.
And Hogaboom saying, hey, I finally completed that screen pass. I threw one earlier to Ezra Johnson, and then I threw one for a touchdown to Robert Brown, and now I got it to Dorsett.
But in comes Danny White, and the Cowboys are going to punt.
You know, Tom Landry yesterday was saying how much he was worried about his offense in general, and in particular his running game, and he really hasn't gotten anything not to worry about. I mean, I'm sure he's going to have the same concerns tonight that he had last night.
I'm sure. Time you punt the ball 8 times, which White is about to do, you got problems. Good kick. Philip Epps, fair catch signal back at his own 27-yard line. Dallas coverage teams down good, down well. 43-yard punt. (13-6). Dallas over Green Bay. And a game played almost in slow motion. Fourth quarter. 7:10 left to play. Texas Stadium, as you look at the Cowboy bench, frustrated offensive line, offensive unit. Tom Landry not too happy about the way his offense have performed today. But nevertheless, 13-6, Dallas over Green Bay. Packers with Randy Wright at quarterback, chased by Randy White, trying to throw the screen, gets it out to Lewis. Can't hold on.
Oh, did they have a play there? They had Lewis, and they had 2 offensive linemen in front of them, and only 1 Cowboy defender out there. They could have taken that thing 70 yards. Oh, Red. Watch this. Now, again, they fake to the right. Now he's going to stop and throw back out here to Lewis. But watch this. Had he gotten the ball to Lewis here, watch what he has back here. Here's 2 blockers in front. Look at that. No defenders. There's 1 guy with 2 blockers out there and 70 yards of artificial plastic.
2nd and 10, 7:05 left to play. Here's Wright back to throw. Stepping into the pocket, looking. Jeffcoat gets off his block and takes him down. That is 6 sacks by the Dallas front 4.
I'll tell you, that one was good coverage downfield, because the protection starts out here. Now, it's not bad right here. Wright can't find anyone there. You see, he tries to throw. Now he has to hold. So that protection wasn't bad. The reason that was a sack is because the coverage of the Cowboys was so good that there's no one open. See, now here's the coverage out there. You see, here's Epps out here. He's looking. Walls has him. They have everything covered downfield. Wright couldn't throw it.
He'll try it again. 3rd 13. Here comes the blitz. Look out, Randy Wright. He gets away from 1, gets away from 2. Throws almost picked off by Ron Fellows. The intended receiver was Philip Epps. Victor Scott was all over Randy Wright quickly. Made him make the adjustment. Then came Jeffcoat and then Don Smurek.
I tell you, Randy Wright has really taken some shots today. We've seen him earlier against those blitzes. Again, we see a cross in there, a blitz from the backside. He gets away from that one, but watch right now. That's another one of those cushion jumps. Boom, boom. Like a billiard ball.
That's
watch,
Victor Scott there.
That one.
Here comes Jeffcoat. Ooh, ooh. His own man, even.
Yeah, that was
the hip to the head.
Last deal.
Greg Cook. Scribner. Gary Allen goes back to his own 25-yard line. Got some room. Out of bounds at about the 35. Cliff Lewis down there to make the hit. A 50-yard punt by Scribner. Penalty marker down.
See Randy White in the background there sitting on the bench. Towel him up. He is really tired. He's probably thinking, geez, I wish I would have had a little training camp in me.
Oh, man, you don't get that tired in the bass boat, do you?
Well, we're thinking of that, boy, a pickup and some fishing stuff and a cool pond.
A lot of tea.
The waist, number 76 on the return. First down.
Hey, you look over behind the Dallas bench, and now Danny White is starting to warm.
You know, I think a long time, I think that the Cowboys, and maybe in the offseason, thought that maybe some of their problems was just Danny White. Then they made that switch, and they still have offensive problems with Gary Hogeboom. I don't really think it's a quarterback problem. I mean, I think they have other.
Well, I think it's the offensive line, the unsettled situation, don't you?
And some receivers.
Yeah.
You lose a Hill, and you lose, retirement, Pearson, and so on. It's tough.
That guy retirement's hurt a lot of teams. Right now, for an update, let's go back to our New York studio and get an update from Brent Musburger.
Pat, impressive drive by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after that Phil Simms touchdown pass. James Wilder with a great block and Adger Armstrong for the touchdown. 3 minutes to go. 17-14. Giants over the Bucs. Let's go back to Pat and John.
Here the score is 13-6. The Cowboys over the Packers, but it's been a stumbling second half. Renfro and Donnelly both come wide to the right. Dorsett now splits out wide to the left. Newsom is the lone setback on second down. Hogeboom gives to Timmy Newsom. Newsom struggles, bounces off a couple, leaves himself and the Cowboys about 2 yards shy of a first down. Mike Douglas, the first man to make the hit, along with Darrell Jones.
I wonder if something's wrong with Tony Dorsett, or if they're just no, he's coming in now. I guess there was nothing wrong with him. Just not having a successful day.
Frustrating. They look what Dallas has done in the second half.
There's a lot of 3 and punt.
Really. 3rd and 1. Long one. Hogeboom under pressure gets it to Renfro, and he has the first down. Mike Renfro. That might be the most exciting play of the second half right there.
They needed that one. Look, he comes in motion just before he gets back to the line. He gets a bump there and then straight into the middle, catches that one and gets a first down that the Cowboys needed. They should need every first down. What the heck?
Mike Renfro traded from Houston. He deals mostly in courage.
Yeah, bumped around there a little before he finally caught that one, didn't he?
Yeah. Newsom whirls for about 3. Bill Neal made the stop. Tonight on CBS after football is over.
Landry looks like he's wearing some long pants today. Do you notice that? His pants look a little longer than usual.
Someone said they were Harold Carmichael's pants. Hogeboom trying to screen. Nothing doing. Down goes the flag. Hogeboom is upset. Mike Douglas put the heat on Gary.
The referee's saying he threw the ball away, grounded the ball. Hogeboom saying I had a receiver out there. But at least that time he was smart. Instead of trying to get it over some defensive linemen, he just threw it into the turf. Now what the rule is if there's someone in the direction that you're throwing, it's okay.
I don't see anybody, do you?
Nope. Unless it was right there, unless it was his center, Tom Rafferty, number 64. Rafferty's the closest guy, and you can't throw it to the center. Can't do that.
You can, but he has to throw it back.
Knock it down. They usually knock it down. Who did Roger Staubach complete his last pass to?
He's an offensive lineman.
May have been Rafferty.
I think it might have been. Hogeboom for Newsom. And here comes another Danny White punt, number 11, which would set an all-time Cowboy record, I believe, for number of punts in a game.
I think when we saw Philip Epps last night right there, I've never seen a football player as excited the night before. They just flew in from Green Bay, and he got word when he arrived that his wife gave birth to a baby girl, to a girl just before they got there.
First child for him, so congratulations, Philip. He was excited. White. Good kick. Epps signals fair catch. Packer 27. 3:57 left to play. The score here at Texas Stadium is Dallas 13, Green Bay 6. Next week, the NFL Today will begin it all at 12:30 Eastern Time. Mike Ditka, fire and ice. And he is indeed fire and ice. The Cowboys against the Chicago Bears. And Mike will be upset about today's result, I'm sure. Later on next Sunday, that's the lineup. The Giants, Rams, Atlanta, San Francisco, Philadelphia, Washington.
You know, in that fire and ice thing, Pat, we may be hearing a lot of fire and ice because I hear that they had Mike Ditka wired today.
We'll hear more fire than ice. Packers not much doing. Ray Krause, the ball carrier. John Dutton and Ed Jones on the bottom of the pile.
I still say, you know, you talk about the Packer offense, and they have to somehow, if Lofton and Jefferson, James Lofton and John Jefferson, are two of the best receivers in the game, somehow they have to get the ball to them.
What I don't understand is they have basically the same offensive line. They have the same offensive coordinator in Bob Snelker. Last year they scored over 400 points. Why can't they get the ball to them?
Well, I think there's probably a number. One is Paul Kaufman, of course, has been out there, all-pro tight end. So they've been covering their tight ends with linebackers and really doubling up. They're making some changes in the offensive line. And then Lynn Dickey really hasn't gotten off yet. You know, he had that back problem 3 weeks ago against the Raiders, and I don't know that he's fully recovered from that.
I don't think he is. I think he's tentative at best through no fault of his own. That's Krause, who is the injured Packer player. Okay, now it looks like Jerry Cooney to make his long-awaited return against unbeaten Phil Brown. Cooney, who last fought Larry Holmes in June of 1982, is back. He's healthy, ready to fight. The New York Triathlon after that, the Marlboro Cup. It all begins at 3:30 Eastern Time, 2nd and 9 here at Texas Stadium. Epps in motion. Right back to throw. Under pressure again. The ball is tapped. His arm was hit. Ed Jones back there on right. Flag is thrown, and Tutall doesn't agree with it, and neither do I.
Yeah, I don't either. That looked like a pretty good rush. Tutall came right around Greg Cook on that play. And I'll tell you, that was a late call there. John Dutton is arguing with the referee in behalf of Tutall. Tutall's just saying, what the heck did I do wrong?
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 72. Defense.
Now watch at the top of the picture. Tutall Jones is coming right there. He's coming into the picture right now, and he hits just as he throws. Now, the thing that he could have called there was not hitting after the throw, but hitting in the head.
A blow to the head, baby.
A blow to the head. I could see that. The blow to the head, okay. The hitting late, no. Because he's coming. You see him right there at the top of the picture? Now he's coming. He's there before the ball leaves. Now that left hand went right to his head. You call him for that? He did it. Call him for hitting late? No
way. I agree. First down, Packers. Right back to throw. Again, picked off by Anthony Dickerson this time. The Cowboy defense rises to the occasion one more time, and Randy Wright comes out in frustration.
Well, that was another one of the pass rush. That was Tutall Jones again, and Randy White right in there on him as he throws it. He didn't even see Dickerson. But just watch this. Watch, we're going to see Randy White is coming from right here. Tutall Jones is going to come from outside on this side. They're going to hit him at the same time as he's throwing the ball. Now watch it here. Here comes Randy White. Here comes Tutall from the other side. Now look, Tutall is right there on him. He didn't even see Dickerson. Throw it right to him.
So the Cowboys take over with 3:23 left to play. Their own 42-yard line. Gary Hogaboom still the quarterback. This is Dorsett. Dorsett cutting back for about 7. Tom Flynn cut him down.
Look at that television and saying, oh, so that was too tall, hit him that time when Dickerson got that interception, huh?
Second down, 4. Clock running with just under 3 minutes left to play now. Newsom is in front of Dorsett, and now they're level in the backfield. Dorsett. Look out. First down, Cowboys, as out of bounds goes Tony Dorsett. George Cumby put him out.
I tell you, old Dorsett just stays there and keeps on running and knows eventually. I mean, he started out, he was averaging, what, 1.8?
Right.
And when you have a guy with his ability, when the average is 1.8, you don't say, well, that's all we're going to do. They keep giving him. You know, it's like Russian roulette. He has some big ones in him. Keep giving him the ball, and he's going to get his.
It's amazing, John, no bigger than he is, how durable he is.
You know, he's one of those guys. I said a couple weeks ago, I said he never gets hit square. I got a tape in the mail. A guy sent me of a college game where he got hit square once. But that was a long time ago. But he always just misses contact.
He has that great instinct. 13-6, Dallas over Green Bay with just over 2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left to play at Texas Stadium with Dallas leading Green Bay 13-6. That Summerall with John Madden. It's been a defensive struggle and a real struggle throughout the day. Renfro comes wide to the right. Donnelly goes out to the left. The Giants beat Tampa Bay 17-14. Look out, here comes the blitz. Hogaboom, he gets away from 2. Can't get away from everybody. Cumby and Douglas both after him. 4 sacks by the Green Bay defense.
Well, the Packers finally figured out that play. You know, that was one where they pulled to the right, pulled to the left, brought the tight end across, and the Packers just ignored it and just went right after Hogaboom. They said it's too late to react to all that stuff. Watch him here. Now, we're going to have that same thing. This is what they see the pull there, the back coming back this way. And the thing is, the Packers had a blitz on Douglas coming from the outside, and none of that movement affected him.
Forget about all that phony pulling and stuff that they do. 2 minutes left to play. The executive producer of the NFL on CBS is Terry O'Neill. Senior producer Charles H. Milton. Number 3. Bob Stenner produced this game. Sandy Grossman directed. Good guys to hang around with. Joan Vetrano, the associate producer. And the rest of our group that always makes life easy for us. 13-6 Dallas over Green Bay. Second down, 17 to go. 2 minutes left to play. The ball's at midfield. Gary Hogaboom over talking to Jim Schaffner and Danny White and Tom Landry in the background.
Yeah, you look at that Cowboys sideline and you'd think they were losing. And I think that's just the effect that their offense has had today. There's not a lot of happy people on that sideline, and they know that to be the Cowboys that they've been, that they still have some ways to go. And on this sideline, of course, that's complete frustration. They just, in the last 3 weeks, they haven't blocked anyone.
The Packer defense has played well, extremely well, and so has the Cowboy defense. It's on offense they can't get anything going. Dorsett wrestled out of bounds by Charles Martin. For an update on the progress of things in the NFL, let's go back to Brent Musburger in New York.
That it is becoming the most lethal passing combination in the National Football League. Dan Marino hit super duper 7 times for 173 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the Dolphins remain unbeaten at 4-0 as they rout the Colts 44-7. Back to Pat and John.
The situation here has not been many fireworks. 13-6. Dallas has 3 timeouts. Packers have 2. Cowboys leading there at the Packer 40. Minute 53 left to play. From the shotgun, the spread. Hogaboom, Donnelly. And Donnelly hangs on. Doug had a bad shoulder coming in. Estes Hood and Tom Flynn did the sandwich. Donnelly is hurting a bit, but gets back to the huddle.
And you can see it's his right shoulder, but this is the thing that Tom Landry was talking about. Hogaboom will get in trouble sometimes, throw some passes. Look, it's a double coverage that he shouldn't throw. But his arm, he has such strength in his arm and zip on the ball that he can get it into those situations. Maybe that's called confidence. Maybe cockiness.
Green Bay timeout. Forrest Gregg still looking on. Lofton and Jefferson, renowned, famous, the toughest duo in the NFL. Look what they've done.
That's the problem. I think that they've only caught 3 passes. Lofton caught 1 today. Jefferson caught 2. Against the Raiders 2 weeks ago, Lofton caught none. Last week, Jefferson caught none. They've only directed 9 passes to him. And if those are the best guys in your team, the best guys in your offense, and they don't get the ball, that's the problem right there. Now, why or how they don't get the ball, then that's another problem.
That's something else that has to be solved before the days of effectiveness come back. Cowboys have all 3 of their timeouts left. The Packers have only 1. A minute 38 left to play. Some of the crowd starting to depart. 13-6, Dallas leads. Green Bay had some chances.
Doug Donnelly was trying to get the crinks out of that arm, trying to wind those things out of there.
Donnelly goes wide left. Renfro is out wide to the right. Newsom, the ball carrier. Newsom, great effort. Strong effort. He goes, as John Madden said before, 235 pounds, and he carried most of it in Green Bay with him. 11 yards.
It'll be interesting to see what the Cowboys do here. They really could just run out the clock. But I'm sure the way their offense has been going and sputtering, that Tom Landry may want to get a touchdown here, maybe get a little confidence, but if nothing else, get a little more practice.
Packers have 1 timeout remaining. Looks like they're not going to utilize it right now. Nor should they. Less than a minute left to play. 57 seconds as the Cowboys line up. Hogaboom moves Newsom over to the left on the flank. Gives to Dorsett. Dorsett cuts into the end zone. Dallas just tucked it away.
That's about as happy as they can get, and that's not real big happiness, but watch Dorsett and the moves that he can still make here. I'll tell you, that was a great block there by Renfro. Did you see that? That was the one that sprung Dorsett. Dorsett starts out, cuts back. Good block by his wide receiver.
It's been a second half of rest for Lynn Dickey. Randy Wright has played most of the way in the second half. Hogaboom will hold, and here is Raphael Septien to try to add the extra point, and does. See that block?
See if we can find Mike Renfro. Here he is, right here. You see 82? He's going to come in. Now watch him. He'll come in and he'll pick off the safety right there. Now that's a pretty good block. You see what that does? That puts him right down, and watch what Dorsett does. He runs right by. Usually any big run to the outside, a wide receiver will make a good block on it.
Tom Landry said yesterday that Renfro is a good blocker. He admired his blocking ability and his courage. And he said he really doesn't have much of a body.
No, he comes with a great desire, but doesn't bring a very big load with him. I wonder where Tom did get those pants.
I don't know.
Don't they look a little long to you?
Yeah, I can't understand. Maybe he's got a lower waist today.
Or maybe they were made for cowboy boots. You know, sometimes they do that.
Could be. Or Harold Carmichael. Oh, Too Tall Jones.
Wouldn't that be funny? Tom Landry picked Too Tall Jones' pants out of the locker?
Not to Tom.
Not to Too Tall Jones.
Septien kicks off in the direction of Epps and Huckleby. It'll be Harlan Huckleby. A reminder that one more time to tell you that the Bears are no longer unbeaten. The Cowboys will be 3-1, and we'll be there for the match next week between Dallas and the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. The other games will be the Giants, Rams, Atlanta, San Francisco, Philadelphia, Washington, the Bays, Green Bay, and Tampa, Detroit, San Diego, New Orleans against Houston. So check your local listings for the game or games that you'll see in your area. But we'll be in Chicago. Don't forget the NFL wrap-up show today with Brent Musburger coming up next. Right. Flags. 38 seconds left to play. Forrest Gregg.
They're still double teaming old Randy White in there. Even on a play that doesn't count, they put 2 guys on him. Well, Randy, they're going to get him blocked even if there is only 38 seconds to go.
Number 68, offense.
And a reminder again what's coming up after football here on CBS. 60 Minutes, of course, will follow. Then After MASH. And then the 36th Annual Emmy Awards. Randy White. That holdout and the lack of training camp may have bothered him somewhat, but it doesn't really look like it had a lasting effect.
He probably had his best day today.
Intended for Huckleby. Victor Scott, the defender.
I think if I were Forrest Gregg right now, I'd want to get this thing over with, just run out the clock and go home.
It'll be 2nd and 15. Dickey today, 5 out of 16 for 64 yards, 1 intercepted. Randy Wright, 4 out of 16 for 40 yards, 3 intercepted. Total for the Packers, 9 out of 32 for 104 yards. Right. Huckleby. Belted by Victor Scott. Clock runs. They say it was complete. Don Smerrick put the heat on Randy Wright.
I'll tell you, old Randy Wright's going to be sore tomorrow. He has really taken some shots today.
Maybe sore tonight. Back he goes again. Pass complete to Phillip Epps. Wide to the left. That's still not enough for a Green Bay first down. Clock is still running, and that ought to do it. Well, Pat Summerall again with John Madden at Texas Stadium, where the Cowboys beat the Packers 20-6.